Hey everybody, Dr. Rob here, Facebook Live. A little delay, I'm really sorry, was really busy. Lecturing in Minnesota, homecoming, Northwestern Services homecoming, talking about concussion. Great time. Today, really exciting. I get these questions all the time. As you know, I'm in my office. I practice like everybody else out there, so I see live patients. So everything I talk about, everything that I do is really applied in a practical setting. So my objective as always is to take science and give it and lead it, bridge it to practical application and try and give you out there some takeaways. A lot of questions I get asked about calories. Everybody now is a nutritionist because, really there's no degree to be a nutritionist. It's just knowledge, and I understand that. So everybody talks about calories, and it's a great starting point. But when you think calories are 100% of the equation, you're really missing a lot. Calories matter, but they matter to a much smaller amount when you understand all the mechanisms and you understand the flaws to thinking that it's just about calories. So it's named today, Why Not Just Count Calories? Well, caloric restriction is a tremendous failure in that model. If you're just counting calories, stop right now. Stop right now. Share this with everybody else. Pass it on. You'll have a conversation piece. You may even like what you hear. It fails because of compensatory mechanisms. There's so many mechanisms in the body. Again, we'll put together between anywhere from 11 to 14 systems. Absorption, digestion, etc. Not all calories are equal. If with this compensatory mechanisms, if you haven't fixed the body from the inside out and got the systems to function well, you will have a decreased expenditure and an increased appetite. Yes, counting calories could decrease your expenditure, slow your basic metabolic rate, increase your appetite to make you eat more. You're sitting there and going, wait a minute, I'm eating less, I'm exercising more, my basic metabolic rate is decreased, and I'm hungry as all heck. What am I doing wrong? Well, let's see. Here's some things you need to consider, and this is why you really need to go to someone who practices with patients, who sees a lot of different scenarios and understands systems and not just counting calories. Number one, multiple factors regulate metabolism. This is part of the caloric metabolism or caloric hypothesis flaw. Dietary composition. Well, what are you eating? No, everybody says, I'm on macros. Well, great. Macros means food, which is fabulous. We should all start with food. Yes, I supplement a lot. I recommend a lot of supplement. Supplemental, hence the word, supplemental to diet. So everybody should be eating food. But the interesting thing about the dietary composition is the thermal effect of food. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, with these macros, how many calories are burned for consumption? Well, for instance, is there a difference between protein, fats, and carbs? And the answer is a resounding yes. Protein, you will lose approximately 30% of your caloric ingestion through the process of breaking down protein. The thermal effect of food, you lose 30% of your calories if you're consuming protein. So people are on a protein diet, they're actually on a calorically restrictive diet. Let's go through that again. When you consume protein, on an average, 30% of the caloric intake is lost through the process of digestion. So if you have 100 calories of protein, 30% is lost. You're only getting net 70. What about carbs and fats? Well, fats, though fashionable and agreed, good quality fats are the way to go. Fats are very interesting in that they're anywhere from 2 to 4%. 2 to 4% versus protein in their thermal effect for food. And carbs are about 6%. So since the average person is so high on fat and so high on carbs and low on protein, they're losing about 12 to 15%. If you're on a 50% protein diet, and a lot of people doing that within that paleo and diets of that nature, you're on a calorically restrictive diet. So if someone tells me that they're counting macros, I say, did you take the thermal effect of food in? And so far, nobody in my office has said yes. So what does that say to you? You're already flawed. You're not really sure in what you're eating and what's going out. Let's go a little further. Microbiome and gut health. Are you absorbing it? What do you mean? Well, there are ways to test that. Now, it's not all about tests, but if your gut health and your microbiome refers to your bacteria. So we want good versus bad bacteria. We want more good bacteria versus bad bacteria. We know that 70% of our immune cells, every week I say it, are in our gut. But the second thing, the second facet that the gut brings is the ability to absorb micro and macronutrients. So with that being said, do you have good bacteria versus bad bacteria? How's your gut health? Do you get gas and bloating after you eat? Because if you do, you're not absorbing. So how are you absorbing your food? What's your quality of absorption? That needs to be checked. Well, you're eating this, you really don't know. Are you eating gluten? Are you having sugar? Are you having chemicals? Are you eating foods that were wrapped when you go out to eat? Because we all know they have chemicals now. That's a question. What are you doing for your gut health? So you need a good probiotic. You need to read my book, Inside Out Health, The Revolutionary Approach to Your Body. Chapter 3, all about, do you have the guts to be healthy? What have you done for your guts lately? I mean, we all knew about it. We've heard gut feeling. So you really want to be able to take care of your gut health so you're able to absorb your food. Toxins and detox. We kind of talked about this a few times. However, I'm a big proponent. I believe that if you don't detox before and during your body composition approach, you're never going to reach optimum body composition, because fat cells are depositories for toxins. Fat cells are depositories for toxins. So when you shrink your fat cell and the toxins come out, if your liver, which is your main detoxification organ in your body, is not functioning at an appropriate level, speed, it's not going to break these toxins down, and your fat burning process will slow down. Therefore, you will reach what we call a plateau. So if you're talking about losing weight and body composition, you really, again, have to look at the detoxification process and your gut health just to start before and during the process, because the stats are that people can lose weight, but they have to continually do it. 8% of people are effective at losing weight on their own. That's less than 1 in 10. Nutrient status. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, what's the quality of the nutrients you're eating? You're counting calories. Are you counting nutritional quality? Is it organic versus is it at Mickey D's? Where are you getting it? Are you cooking it? Are you not? These things all matter, because when you cook the food, you're changing the amount of ounces, you're changing the calories. Are you giving me a caloric value before, after cook? So nutrient status is a key component. Mitochondrial dysfunction. Mitochondria, powerhouse of all your cells. Are your cells functioning well? Are they metabolizing well? Are you healthy? Are you exercising? Can you work out without regurgitating? Or do you work out? So your mitochondrial function or dysfunction will really depict how well you perform, why you consume your macronutrient changes. And finally, hormone dysregulation. The Biggest Loser expressed all of that. The Biggest Loser showed that when you lost a lot of weight and you cut your calories down for a period of time, like a month, 2 and 3 months, your body, the fat cells felt they were under attack. Robert Ludwig, great guy from Harvard, talks about Always Hungry, is the name of his book, excellent book. Guess what he says? Fat cells, when they work aberrantly, speak to your brain and they change your hormones. So what happens is it takes 12 months to have a hormonal change when you're trying to lose weight. And these hormones are leptin versus ghrelin. And when you're under attack, your fat cells signal to your brain, because they don't want to get burned and shrunk. They go to your brain and they tell your body to release ghrelin. In that, ghrelin makes you growl, makes you hungry. It takes 12 months to have this beautiful switch, and now you have leptin. So when you go on a calorically restrictive diet, because you're watching your macros and your calories, you may adversely affect it, because like The Biggest Loser, everybody gained their weight back from hormones. I can tell you it took me 15 years to believe that it wasn't that people didn't have the willpower to do it. It was really a hormone that drove them to do it. Please be careful. Please seek help with that. Please seek someone who understands a hormonal regulation and dysregulation of the body. And the big question is, are all calories equal? What do you think? I don't know about that. I say no. You want to know why? Because if I were to have a whole bag of kale right here, or broccoli, 1,300 calories of it, how big would it be? But if I had a good Frappuccino with whipped cream, that's about 1,300 calories. Are all calories equal? Absolutely not. Count chemicals, not calories. The reason you want to count chemicals is if you're full of chemicals and we're ingesting all these chemicals, our body's processes will not work. Our fat burning processes will not work. So it's not calories, it's chemicals. It's nutritional value, it's nutritional status, not calories. They've shown that people are able to lose weight on foods that were raised in farms and cleaned before you consume them in organic food because they had no pesticides. Count chemicals, not calories. Count nutritional values, not calories. Count satiety, the ability to feel full so you don't want to eat, not calories. No one's saying not to count calories. It's a small component of your equation. You are what your food eats and what your body cells can absorb. You are not what you eat, it's what your food eats. So for instance, are you eating grass finished? Are you eating organic like we just spoke about? Are you eating a fruit? Are you eating a vegetable? Are you eating a quality protein? Are you eating processed food? Like Jacqueline says, if man makes it, I won't eat it. Body systems can absorb. Interesting. Basic metabolic rate. Well, what's your basic metabolic rate? What equation did you use? What device did you use? What is your activities of daily living, or what is your metabolic rate because of your activities of daily living? Are you, like me, quite active? Are you more sedentary? So basic metabolic rate means to hold, but you have to add in that equation and subtract the thermal effect of food. Are you doing that by just counting calories? In addition, what's your body composition? Lean people have a tendency to have more muscle. They burn calories quicker and more efficiently. Can't do that by just counting calories. What's your food combination? Well, is your glycemic index raising? Are you eating a lot of carbs? Are you eating too much fat? And what kind of fat are you eating? Is it avocado, which is good fat? Or is it more of a saturated trans fats? As you guys know, I was on Fox just last week, and we were talking about palm oil. And palm oil in Nutella is an issue. Where are your fats coming from? Where's your food coming from? Nutrient timing, great. Hey, I work out, Dr. Rob, I lift for an hour. Well, did you have any food? Yeah, I had food about 2 hours after I worked out. Too late. Nutrient timing window, 30 minutes after a workout, as an example. Within 30 minutes, you have the ability to get 100% of nutrient absorption in. So, and more nutrient absorption than ever before because your cells are more sensitive. However, if you wait 2 hours, you lose 50% of that window. Nutrient timing. When are you eating? What are you eating? And last page. We talked about Dr. Robert Ludwig. Great book, Always Hungry, big shout out. Everybody follows what he says. Take a look at that. It's a book worth reading. In addition, supplementation. Why do I recommend supplementation? I said diet first. It's very simple. Here it is. Food is too weak to replete depleted cells and bodies. It will take you too long to eat that 1,300 calories in kale, and it's too expensive. If your cells are depleted with the nutrients, we need to supplement because the supplementation will allow us a more abundant, a cornucopia, if you will, of the nutrients. Get that in our cells while we eat, and then once we've reached our cell level, then we can maintain it through diet. The answer, as always, is treat the system, not the symptom, so you can get root cause resolution, or in this instance, optimize. And I'm a big proponent of optimizing. Optimizing your time, your efforts to get optimum results for performance and health. Any questions there, John?
We have one comment from Rye Allen that he never knew liver health played a role in that process.
Yeah, liver health definitely plays a role. So let's go through this. So fat cells are depositories for toxins. A great question. So when you shrink your fat cells, toxins are exposed. So if your liver can't handle the overabundance of toxins, which it typically can't, it shuts down your fat burning process. In addition, most people's livers aren't functioning well anyway, and those enzymatic reactions work with inflammation. Nevertheless, you've got to detox before and during to get optimum body composition. Because if you think about it, all these people listening to counting calories, let's theorize a little. You shrink the fat cells, you expose these toxins, and they have no place to go because you didn't detox. All you've done is slow your basic metabolic rate, make the patient be more exposed to toxins. You made them sick. And I can tell you, because I used to do that 10 or 15 years ago, I now know. So once again, it's about the system. It's not just about the calorie.
Cool. We got two other questions. One person has about 90 pounds to lose. You're overwhelming them with information. What's a good place to start?
Sorry for the overwhelming information. I know I'm a New York guy and I give a lot of info and I talk quick. I apologize that. I'd be very happy to speak with you. Feel free to give me a call at 914-287-6464 or email me info@drrobertsilverman.com, and I could give you a little bit more information and then know where you're at so I can tell you exactly what kind of info that you need. But our website, and John does a great job of posting. If there's something that you really want, John will post it He's the guy in the back over there holding up the phones, and we'll post it. And you know what I really like is, I had a friend of mine, hey, ask a question and make a request. Why don't you guys give me some requests? Tell me what you want to talk about. I don't have to Facebook Live once. I can do it twice. I can do it 3 times. I'm doing it once because I thought that's what everybody wants. If you have questions, we're always going to answer it, and we're always open to suggestions. We want to feed what you out there want.
Okay, so I think basically you're saying that each person's different no matter what, and should talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about.
The key to functional nutrition, which what I believe is individualization, functionalization, and personalization for you. When you just talk calories, it's genetic. John and I are similar heights. He's a little heavier. He's got a little bit more muscle. Different age, different activity. Does not mean we have the same DNA. Chris Desi from Silverback, totally different guy. Also, I'd like to consider him very, very fit. He's going to have a different outlook. He's in an age bracket between the 2 of us. And there's 3 of us that we watch what we eat and we try and exercise. Then you take the ladies in the front. Different sex, things of that nature. It needs to be individualized and personalized for you. Generic works generically. You want that optimization, it's got to be done for you. You need to sit down and talk with someone. And I'm here for you if you need me.
Awesome. And Rise back with another question. If someone weighs X amount of pounds and loses body fat and is leaner than their BMR, are they still X, or is it now Y because they are leaner and more insulin sensitive?
I'm not following the question, but email me that, and here's what I'll say. Number 1, when you test your body fat, the best one that I've seen is in body, by far. I'm a big proponent of in body. Number 2, if your body fat, I'm assuming he's saying his body fat went down, but his body mass increased.
Yeah, he lost body fat. He's leaner. He might have meant BMI.
BMI,
still the same, or is it different now because he's leaner and more insulin sensitive?
Oh, all the above, absolutely. So again, I'm not a BMI guy. BMI is body mass index. It's height over weight, means nothing. Arnold Schwarzenegger in his heyday was 6'2", 240. His BMI would consider him obese. Believe it or not, guys, look at me. My BMI is a little over 25, so when I go into the doctor, he goes, your BMI is a little high. I don't think I look heavy. I hope not. In any case, yes to all your questions, and yes, insulin and blood sugar is a key component. Nice call.
Last one, our friend Rachel from Urconia. If we're not supposed to be counting calories, should we be counting carbs?
Great question. So it's not, hey Rachel, how are you? And everybody in Urconia, the leader in laser therapy. And just so you all know, one of the biggest things that I love to use to help with those little love handles, Zerona, we have it in the office. It's a body contour laser. Thing is outstanding. It has an FDA clearance for body contour. Rachel, I would probably count carbs in that. I would count sugars in crappy carbs. So I'm looking for what's overall. Now, when I say don't count calories, everybody don't go out and have 20 bananas because somebody read that a banana was good. Obviously, that's too much. That's too many carbohydrates. But what I recommend is sitting down, engaging what's going on, and individualizing once again for you. I would count sugars. Look for hidden sugars. Look for added sugars. Look for those chemicals. Look for those additives. Start eating clean food. You know, I had somebody, I was at a chiropractic homecoming, and the gentleman was 85 years old. He's been practicing chiropractic for 62 years. And he said, with all the advancements we've had in chiropractic and how we treat people, they got better quicker because they ate real food and their air was clean. Any others?
No, it's pretty good.
That's great.
Let people know where they can find you.
You can find me info@drrobertsilverman. That's an email. Come to my website, drrobertsilverman.com. Guys, tell your friends, share it. Like my Facebook. Dr. Robert Silverman, you guys I know are on it. And if you have anything, please give some feedback. Remember, I'm here for you. Always yours in health, Dr. Rob.